All right, so we rolling. So what are we? We are episode 1/2.
Episode 2. Welcome back, you guys. You
Yeah.
know, on the WhatsNUrs talk show.
I love how we were told that everything was rolling, but the second camera's not even set up.
I was
That's
ready.
crazy.
I was ready.
It's not even set up.
Hey, how y'all doing? What's going on, everybody?
Yep.
We waiting.
No. He's good. He's gonna do something with it. He didn't got the huh.
You got 2 cameras.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So start it off.
Okay. I think we got 2 cameras actually. Yeah, we're good. We're good to go. I'm just giving the producer a hard time. I like to give him a hard time.
Nothing wrong with pulling somebody's chain.
So yeah, this is episode 1/2 of what are we calling it now?
WhatsNUrs talk show for now,
What's in yours talk show?
because that we giving to you raw and uncut. Agree to disagree, but it's just our thoughts.
What's in yours talk show? I like it. So on episode 0.5, we discussed on we introduced ourselves. We discussed what's in the what does it mean to the whole saying of what's in yours and all those things. So we'll do a recap of that. So I'm gonna introduce myself because I'm a guest on this podcast. It's not my podcast. It's not my talk show.
I'm trying to sign him, y'all. I'm trying to.
So I am Dwight, and I like cool things. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so Dwight, I am a film director. Twan's gonna holler at me for us in a second, saying you're an award-winning film director, right?
He know this.
So I make movies. I like to make movies.
Some great ones I done seen. Tell him how many you don't want though.
Ooh, we won.
Matter of fact, let's just go and dive in it.
Yeah. We did 3 award-winning films last year. So we made a really good one this year too. We probably should have entered that one in something. That was kind of an accident. That kind of happened by accident.
That one was I liked that one.
With no words, silent film.
Shout out to all the actors too went to that one too.
Ooh,
Shout out to
all
of
the
them.
actors. Twan helped. Ooh, Twan helped on one of those films.
I like to do the dirty
he
work.
took his he took his award part of that as well.
I'm glad. I love to see what y'all doing, though, man. It's amazing what y'all doing, especially what you're doing.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, King.
I like it.
But yeah, so filmmaker, family man, entrepreneur. Rev House is my space. Love it.
Shout them out.
Shout out to
Definitely.
Rev House. Come on.
We're gonna have somebody clapping in a couple more episodes. We can't clap.
Yes. Big announcements coming soon for Rev House, by the way. BTW. Ooh. Dropped it. But yeah. We're gonna drop the education because we did on the first episode.
Yeah.
So, I got a bachelor's degree in digital cinematography.
Talk your shit, King.
Got a couple IT degrees as well. Because it's something to be educated, right? We promote diversity, equity, inclusion, all those things, right? That's what we stand for, but we also stand for the education part, right? Knowledge is power. So we just like to shout that out. I'm married, part of the Lit Couples crew. It's a whole different
Shout out Lit Couples.
whew,
Man.
it's a whole different
Shout all of them
group. That's a whole different podcast. That's a whole different conversation,
out. Oh, yeah.
ain't it? That's
They
great.
be
It's
guests
deep.
pretty soon.
Ooh, for
And
sure.
Shout out Lit Baby.
Ooh, Lit Baby. Oh my God. If you've seen Lit Baby in the reels, oh God. Shout out to Lit Baby. She's such a good baby.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I'm here. I'm just a guest. We're here to talk some real raw talk. And I'm excited to be here. I'm going to pass it over to you, Twan.
Well, again, CEO, WhatsNUrs, it's definitely up and up. And what's inside of it is actually a heart. And it says motivation, dedication, ambition, selfless, and faith.
Bang.
So go listen to the first podcast. We ain't about to get into that. We're trying to dive in.
Yes.
We're trying to dive in.
Let's dive in.
So get back on piggyback. How you feeling today, King?
I'm feeling pretty good. The gain is up high. I'm feeling pretty good. No, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like we did a test run on episode 0.5/1. That was just fun. It was a good time. This podcast is good. We're gonna give it to you raw. We're gonna give you a little bit of our daily lives and our topics that we come across. Hopefully that you leave a little bit more enlightened from this podcast. Enlightened is a good word, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Enlightened. That's the best word I come with. Enlightened from this, as much as we believe enlightened every day from learning from everybody else and our experiences.
Oh man,
right? So we just here to spread that knowledge, and
we're gonna write a book.
Yeah,
book coming soon.
Lit Couples book. That'd be crazy. Lit Couples
We're
book.
gonna give y'all about advice.
Everybody write a chapter. Keep going.
Everybody write about
eight chapters. It's 8 chapters right
that's
there.
It, and that's it. And we're
Everybody
gonna get ready
2
for the
chapters.
sequel. 'Cause it's definitely that's love, man. Relationship goals, independent goals. You
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
it's gonna be great. But going off again last week,
Yeah.
King, I'm doing well.
You doing well?
I'm doing well.
I'm doing well because
Yes.
we said one thing we're gonna do on this podcast is we're gonna talk about wellness.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the big things while we're here. We're gonna talk about wellness. We're gonna talk about not just physical wellness, but mental wellness, mental health. Right? It's gonna be a big thing. Right? It's something that we hold very valuable.
Yes, because you never know what people is going through.
Never.
You never know.
Never. So true. So one thing we like to say when we start this podcast is when someone asks you how you're doing, and say, I'm doing well, right? Because you ask me how I'm doing well.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that. So let's dive in. So I was having a little argument. I'm going to call it an argument. It wasn't even a debate to me. You know?
Here we go.
Yeah. It was about wings. You know, we from Buffalo. You ain't know. Shout out Buffalo, east side of Buffalo too.
East side.
So I like my wings extra crispy. But the thing is, do you like drums or do you like flats? Let's get into drums or flats. But it got to be extra crispy though.
Okay.
Drums or flats?
So for me, I gotta have the drums, King. I gotta have a drum. And let me
Yeah,
because you
I'm
gotta
going with the
explain
flats on this one,
why.
King.
You gotta explain why, right?
Preach.
It's just the way in which you handle them. I don't like to handle flats. It's nothing to do with taste. It's nothing to do with anything of that nature. It's very simple. I just like to be able to pick them up with one hand and eat them with one hand. That's it. It's just ease of use. That's where it ends for me.
So you going with the drums?
I got to go with drums. I've always been a drummer. Since I was little, it's always been the drums for me.
I like drums, but you know this ain't drum line. I'm going with the flats. I'm going with the flats. I need both hands with mine.
That's, it's a different, it's a different type of game when you're using two hands. It's a different type of game. You're really getting dirty in there. You're tearing them up, depending on what flavor it is. And it's like your hands are getting, both hands are messy, not just one. So it's a lot. It's a lot for me personally.
If your hands is not dirty eating wings, especially like some sauce, maybe some barbecue, honey Cajun, my favorite. Shout out to Heights too. They got some of the best honey
shout out to
Cajun
Heights.
in the town right now.
Shout out to the Heights.
Shit.
Great wings. If you have not been, great vibes too.
Yeah.
Great wings, great vibes. Shout out to the Heights. Heights.
They got some good wings.
I'm gonna talk to y'all about getting us a
So-
sponsorship for this podcast.
Yeah. So next question: Who got the best wings in the town?
Ooh.
Okay,
we're
we
gonna take a
got
shot
the
before we say this
shots.
because we're
Okay,
gonna
yeah.
offend somebody. So
Yeah, y'all gotta get used to this.
let's take a
man.
shot before
time.
we answer this
And
question.
when we do shot time, it's a
know.
celebration. It's a celebration to your goals, your wins, just waking up in the morning. You know, so it ain't just drinking.
No.
It's not that.
So yeah, shot time.
Shot time.
Boom. It wasn't bad.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, King.
No, it wasn't bad. So let me come back to your question. So
Okay, so we gonna go
What you got?
Top 5.
You gotta go top 5?
Because it's a lot. It's a lot of.
Go three. Go three.
Okay. Oh, somebody ain't gonna make the cut.
I know that. Somebody, but listen. I listen to a lot of people talk about this, and I'm not being biased because I've been to a lot of places. I haven't been everywhere, but I've been to a lot of places. And to me, when it comes to pizza and wings, Buffalo is the mecca, right? It's the mecca for that. Hence the name Buffalo Wings, right? That's where it came from. Pizza goes with that. And the competition is very high in Buffalo when it comes to pizza and wings. Therefore, it's just the best here. And that's just the truth, right? There's different types of pizza everywhere. And I don't want to offend anybody. There's very good pizza other places. But just in my opinion, I think Buffalo has the best variety and selection of pizza.
Oh yeah,
and
we
wings.
definitely got some sauces for the ass.
Whew. Different types of sauces. The people that come here and say, I didn't even know that they did that with sauce
That's true.
with pizza.
Top 3, King.
Lenova's is my one. I'm gonna have to go Imperial 2. And that's like a 1A. And honestly, I think Imperial has really great pizza. And I think I just have a personal thing with Lenova's. So 1, 2. And I'm gonna say 3.
What you got?
Give me Bocce's. I'm gonna give Bocce's some love.
I like
I'm gonna give
Bocce's.
Bocce's some love on there.
I like Bocce's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
got?
So if you got somebody coming off the bench, what's coming off the bench? What's coming off the bench?
Off the bench.
One more. Give me one more.
I'm gonna just show him some love. And these are OGs I'm giving out right now. There's not anybody that's OGs. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give love to Mr. Pizza.
Okay.
I'm gonna give love.
Okay. All right. My top three. I gotta go. Ooh. I like Macy's. I like Macy's.
I like Macy's.
I do like Imperial. I like Imperial. I like Imperial. I'm gonna get pizza. Next question. Pizza next one.
Go ahead.
I like Imperial. And you know who else I like? I like for real. It depends, but I like Just Pizza because they put them on the grill. They put them on the grill.
Do.
A lot of spots not putting them on the grill, King.
Come on, you gotta understand.
You gotta
understand. Like barbecue char on the grill is a different type of like. People think they're getting like they think that they're eating, and this is no disrespect. This is no disrespect because things are different, right? And they're great everywhere, but you haven't really had wings until you get char from the pit.
From the pit.
It is a different experience. Like you have to understand that. It's just a different experience. Like your life is just you haven't been eating them the correct way, unfortunately. But fortunately, you're in Buffalo, you can do it anytime, but do it.
Right.
Trust me.
And another I'm off the bench. I gotta go deep. And I gotta go deep because you know we got pizzerias, we got different spots that sell wings and pizza and all of that. But I gotta go on the east side. I gotta give it to the Heights, man.
Listen, shout out to the Heights again.
Heights, man.
And if the Heights were to somehow want to sponsor this episode of this podcast or future episodes, we would definitely welcome that.
We'll bring them on too.
But shout out to the Heights, though. Like honestly, love everybody there. Great people, great vibes, great wings.
Shout out to the DJ too. Shout out to Coleman, DJ Unk.
Shout out to Unk. Yes, Unk is he gonna like this. Shout out to Unk. He gonna feed off this.
Yeah, we're gonna bring him in too. We gonna see
Unk should be a guest. Unk, if you want to come on here, please let us know.
Definitely a young entrepreneur.
Want to talk to you? Yes, you got a lot to talk about too. I'm sure with your experiences, you got a lot to talk about. So yeah, for sure. That's always a good.
So
here, let me. No. Before
we're
gonna save that. We're gonna save that for another episode because that's so deep. I don't know. Okay. So I got a question for you. This is not a good segue, but that's okay.
We give it to you raw.
Give it to you raw. The last episode. So I want to touch back on something we talked about last episode to get into some meat and potatoes. So the John Moran situation, right? Let's dive into that. Okay. And we were talking about, we didn't want to talk specifically about him, right? We're not coming at him. We don't.
That's my guy.
We lift to. We want to talk to uplift people. We want to bring people forward. We want to do all these things, right? Anything we say on this podcast, disclaimer, is going to be to motivate, to uplift, to enlighten, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to talk about him. We want to talk about the situation. That's what we want to talk about.
Good.
And right?
Yeah, definitely. Because I believe a lot of people probably in that caliber of where they at, being athletes, being stars in that caliber, we were all there at some point or another, maybe a different situation.
Correct.
You know, and I'm gonna let you get on, but by him being so young, that may
Correct.
be the big problem. But preach, go ahead.
Absolutely. So we wanted to talk about that situation. And for those that don't know, give a brief explanation. So Ja Morant.
Tell him who he is. He that guy. He's that
probably
guy.
What top
10.
5 to 10
We give him 10, 'cause a
NBA
lot
player. Yeah, for sure. You don't want to offend anybody.
Let's
Top
keep-
10
right,
NBA
right.
player, outstanding point guard, outstanding player. Went to a mid-major. Pretty much hustled his way up to being a top prospect the NBA draft, and has not looked back. He's been spectacular. Everything that he has been hyped to be, he's lived up to and exceeded. To the point where he has become, in a way, the face of the NBA in certain instances, right, of the new generation, the young generation. However, he has been in some trouble. He has been, especially as recent, in which his image is kind of taking a turn, and he's becoming kind of a poster child for violence and everything the NBA does not want players to be anymore, right? So he had an incident most recently where he, I don't know, I'm peeking with audio. Most recently, where he was caught with a gun on Snapchat and was flashing the gun, and he got suspended. Now it's suspended for 8 games. I did see recently he did apologize, right? I'm touching on that.
Yeah, we got to touch on all
the
that.
Jalen Rose.
But he giving me
Right.
Arenas vibes.
Very much so, which I'm gonna get to that because I'm gonna pose you a question. So that is the recap of Ja Morant. Most recently he was suspended, and he's has apologized since for his actions, which he's young.
Get
and I feel
well,
like,
King. We feel
get
you.
well, King. Yes,
get well.
yes, get right. And it's
get
not.
right.
You can. People change. People change. People learn. People grow. And you're
Get
never
right.
in a situation. America. Let me say this. America is set up for you to have a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
This is the land of second chances. You are never in a position where you cannot get out of your situation in the United States of America. This is what a lot of people don't know. A lot of people that have worries and kind of worry themselves, they don't understand. Like, America is set up for you to have a second chance.
How many chances?
I mean, as many as you like.
Right, because
honestly.
my aunt, she done have 13.
You're never
Well,
out
man,
of chances, right?
Stay
for-
dangerous,
Let me
queen.
just give a quick example. Say your insurance gets canceled. Guess what? It's another insurance company
Yes.
waiting for you. Like,
So-
anything that bad happens, because it's just set up. This is a system set up for you to have a second chance.
You
So
gonna go with Geico, or you gonna go with Geico, or you gonna go with State Farm?
Exactly. There's never a situation you cannot get out of. It is the land of second chances, unless you do something really, really
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say there's not terrible things you
Yeah.
can't come back from there either, but like
It's harder.
most things you think are really bad, you can come back from 100%. You can learn from. There's a lot of chances.
I agree to that.
So my question to you is, why do you see superstars or people that are successful that look like us or are minorities in general? Because we all, there's different types of minorities, right? We ain't going to single those.
Yeah,
just
we
us.
ain't even going.
No,
Y'all,
not
y'all
do
know.
that.
Y'all know.
You can look. You can be marginalized and look many different ways, right? And what is the thing that's holding us back? Like, what makes someone in that position want to almost go backwards and do things like this?
Honestly, like I said, it comes with age. It comes with wisdom, And then again, if you put anybody in his situation of that age bracket, it's gonna be some type of problem. It's gonna be some trouble. And I'm gonna be personally with me at that point of age. If I had that much money, I probably wouldn't even know what to do with it. For real. And that's probably that's just my honest opinion. Me being honest with y'all, I think that's it. But the thing is, I think he needs somebody behind him. The older ones. I'm not gonna say parents because it could be mentors, it could be agents, whatever. They gotta guide that youth. You understand? Because again, I understand you get so many chances, but you get that first impression. You get what I'm saying? And I believe he will come back from this. I like that guy. I like him. I like
him too. I think he will come back from it. I think sometimes, and this is what we all go through, right? Even with like, I feel like with my teenagers, it's like the same thing, right? It's just like, I feel like experience is the best teacher, and sometimes you have to let people fail for them to succeed.
So,
right?
So what you're saying is, Mr. Miyagi and Daniel-san.
For sure.
Wax on,
wax off, right? And it's like sometimes you have to let people, because you can tell people things until you're blue in the face sometimes. And people are different. People learn differently, right? Some people are very much experiential learners, right? They have to experience the thing to like understand. Like some people really have to put their hand on the stove to like know it's hot. Like, and some people you can just tell, like, ooh, that's hot. That's gonna be hot if you touch it. And they're like, okay, that makes sense to me. I'm not gonna touch it. Like, so sometimes you have to know who you're dealing with and know that, okay, this is an experiential learner. If that's such a term, I don't know if it's a term, but this person learns from experience, and they have to fail in order to succeed. So he had to hit rock bottom like he did in order to succeed. And unfortunately, it was a rock bottom. Like he's about one more mistake out from
he can't do no more.
He can't do no more. Like
don't do no more.
He's on his last.
And we gonna get off this topic, baby, forever. But
sure.
He can't mess.
But he has to. But experience, like again, he's not. I say all this to say he's not a bad person.
Not at all.
People can change, and he's in the land of second chances. And it just takes someone to be in his corner, to Twan's point, saying, hey, I have to take a position of leadership for you, and say, hey, you got to apologize. This is what we got to do if we want to continue being successful, and for you to be not only successful on the court, but to be a better man.
For real.
Like, you got to accept accountability. You got to move forward. You got to do those things.
Accept accountability for real. But and the people that's around him got to accept accountability, because you can't let him fuck up the bag. You messing up the back for everybody.
Yes.
So, you know what I mean? The people behind him got to get it right too. For real, for real.
It's a problem when you have too many yes men around you, for sure.
I know.
Right? You gotta have somebody, and that's why it's good to have. That's why it's cool. That's why being married is so great. Right?
Oh man.
This is a whole different topic, and this belongs on the Lit Couples podcast.
Yes.
But I'm just gonna touch briefly. It's so good to be married because you always have that opposing voice in your ear, and it just makes you think about things differently.
For real.
At the end of the day, it just makes you think about things differently. And I think that's very important, right? You can have your mindset on one way, very, very hard, but when you're married, it just makes you think about things a different way, because that person's saying, hey, I see this whole totally different than what you've been seeing it all this time. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I didn't think about that. Like, and then when you do, you're like, okay, now this decision and this thing I'm thinking about is that much better because I've now seen all sides of it because you're here. So, man.
I just got engaged probably about a month or two. So, you know, I'm on my way.
So listen, kind of say that don't matter.
This is
wrong. They've been married. These two been married. This thing is like, that is all like ceremonial. These two have been married for like 10 years already.
Shout out Bunny Cakes. That's my fiance.
Shout out E, man. Hey,
I
love
That's
E,
my girl.
man. E just like, she just got a special like thing about her. E do. Either like she pick up the axe and she can throw it. Like,
oh man,
it's like, you know what I mean?
The axe
I told Twan, I said,
bad.
E picked up the axe. Listen,
you did.
Erica picked up the axe. I said, nah, Twan. I said the way she picked it up, I said she gonna be able to throw it. I said, I don't know what it is, but Erica's gonna be able to throw this axe. We went axe throwing. So backstory, we went axe throwing for the Lit Couples crew, and we all were terrible, except
Bad.
for Erica.
Except
Was
for
like
me.
very, very like natural with the axe throwing. But it's certain stuff like he just has a very like way to do stuff, and like she picked it up, and I'm like, oh no, she picked it up too good. Like it's over. Like she's gonna be throwing this thing, and she started throwing it, and she hit like every single time for like 5 straight. And I'm
real?
like, Twan, I told you. She just know like she got like a certain thing, like, and it's just like
Yeah.
shout out to E, man.
Yeah, shout out, Fion.
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, I did terrible my first 2 rounds, 3, 4 rounds. I'm arguing with the
Yes.
lady. She telling me, I'm telling her. She's like, you ain't doing it right. I said, lady, I'm doing what you told me to do, and it still ain't working.
Yes. Follow us on Instagram, Lit Couples Crew, at Lit Couples Crew. On Instagram, you can get a recap of all these things. We do a lot of fun stuff.
Nothing.
Um,
Black love.
Black love, promoting it, and promoting all love.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
All love.
all love.
Being with a significant other is just it's just something about that. It ain't just you no more. It ain't
just you.
It's 2.
Shout
even
out
if you
to-
just a couple. I'm not even
Yes.
going. You can't even got to be married.
Yeah, shout
Just
out
a
to Jen.
couple.
Shout out to Jen and Drew.
Definitely shout out Drew. and
Come
Jen.
on, listen. Look at Jen back there. Look, Jen and Drew. They're a power couple. They are a power couple. As
You gotta
well.
hang with
This
us
is
guys
crazy.
one time.
Yeah, you gotta hang with
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah. Drew
He kinda-
part of
He kind of knows. Jen and Drew are a part of the Lit Couples crew. Actually.
Definitely,
But
definitely.
so, for people that like honestly,
So
But
just to steer it up.
Go ahead,
You know what I
go ahead,
mean?
go ahead.
Throw it off a little bit. I'm gonna touch on this subject just for a couple ticks.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Brace myself.
Oh yeah, you gotta. Yeah, we about to go on the roller coaster right
The
now.
suspense.
Yeah. And we go.
Look, Jen was like, "What is he gonna say?" Oh my gosh, she's like, "What is he gonna?"
Yeah,
say?
I'm gonna leave that question back. Well, okay, let's do this one. Let's do this one.
No, go ahead, do it. Like now you got everybody hyped
Okay.
up. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm ready now.
Okay. Yeah, y'all shouldn't have gave me my mic, my TV show. I'm the wrong one. Okay.
Twan is a
So-
party. He's a party.
We're gonna split it up. Okay. I mean, you don't travel. You don't travel.
Okay.
Couple states, couple towns.
Yeah.
Okay. So give me one of your best. No, matter of fact, the best trip you have had with or without your significant other or wife. I'm gonna say wife. I don't want to get cut.
So
say wife.
for me, so now it's like pressure because if I say something, if I say I had fun without my wife, she's gonna be. That's the rule for men, right? You can't say you had fun without your wife because then you could be in trouble, right? This is, hey, fellas.
Hey, do
Never,
right, kings.
If you had the best time in the world, never come home, pretend like the trip was not fun. Like it was not fun. You cannot say you had fun and come back to your wife because she will be mad
Pissed.
the whole time. Yes.
Stay dangerous, kings.
So,
But
honestly-
put your seatbelt on. She's video time. She chatting us. Put it on. Yeah.
but
put
honestly,
church
like
music on.
pure fun, like pure fun. I've had good trips, but pure fun, like not worrying about anything else, was like our Vegas trip,
Oh,
Lit
man.
Couples Vegas trip.
Oh man, cheers.
So we do. Come on.
Shot.
We
I
do
love
it.
that.
We Lit Couples do a follow Lit Couples, get all the information you need. But we do a Vegas trip. I'm sorry, not a Vegas trip, but we do a trip somewhere every year together with all 8 couples, with all 8 of us, all 4 couples, and we are off the chain. And Vegas was crazy, right? It was a crazy trip, and it was a lot of fun. The couples. I mean, what we seen 2 Chainz, we seen
Usher.
Usher.
DJ Drama,
Usher!
yeah.
Come on, shout out to Usher.
Oh man, dude! If y'all haven't seen, if y'all ain't go to one of those shows, definitely go to one of those
Usher.
shows. He's
We
a performer.
We
Performer.
just had a versus battle, Usher versus Chris Brown. You just had to be there.
You had to be there because
You
they
had to
not
be
giving
there.
it to us, so we gave it to
Listen,
ourselves.
Yes, you had to
Oh,
be there.
man.
So we do Lit Couples. We do verses as well. We gotta save something for the Lit Couples. We can't even.
Yeah.
We can't even. But yeah, that's the most fun trip I think I had. We was vibing. We was having fun. We had a care in the world. We was away from them kids, man.
Oh,
That's a
man.
whole different topic for Lit Couples.
Yeah.
And let the women get on that because they really don't like kids. But But we usually like we got to take care of the dads is usually like the ones saving the kids. The women about to tear their head off. But
put our capes on. Man.
Yes.
Put our capes on.
The real talk. But that's a different conversation. But yeah, Vegas for me. And I just loved it because we was all together. We was all bonding. And we just have care in the world. It was just so much fun. But I'm gonna throw it back at you. What is your favorite?
Once you said Vegas, I love Vegas. It got a little crazy, but we had so much fun.
Oh my god,
had so much fun.
Oh my god.
I believe when I went to Honduras though. When I went to Honduras, oh man, beautiful water, the people. Everything. I it was something that I'd never experienced or even in my wildest dreams will experience something like that.
Nice.
You know, it was definitely beautiful. And man, RIP to my boy Nip. We went to the Maya ruins and I had bumped him. I had bumped that. In the Maya ruins, that was deep and it was nice, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because I had went with my fiance, so it was definitely a good thing. And not to mention I almost fucking died in her over there.
What?
Yes, Honduras almost died.
So you said on the podcast, you got to explain what happened.
Never again will I get on one of those raft boats or them sharks, whatever banana boats.
The skinny ones.
I would never get on there again.
Yeah.
Ever. My boy driving, Tato driving. He's driving like whoa. I'm like okay, we riding it. Yo, when it flipped over,
oh my god,
it flashed. Even though everybody got their life jackets on,
that's float right to the top.
Man, I forgot I had it on. For real, I'm like, yep, I will not be back here, and I won't be getting back on one of these boats. I just put my feet in the water from now on and go to my knee. That's it. It scarred me for life, but it was a great time, and we had shout out to went to what's my boy name? Oh man, what's my boy name? In Honduras. Damn it. What's my boy name? I always do this.
It's wonderful.
Don't worry about it. It'll come to me anyway.
It's important. This is what he did was important.
Yeah, it was what he did. Yeah. So that's
that's lit though. I know I want to give it quick, but like I like going to like different continents, different islands, stuff like that is dope. Like my other favorite place was Aruba. Aruba for the honeymoon. That was fire. Oh god, that's fire. It's just so peaceful, you know. Sometimes you don't want to come back more tired from vacation. Sometimes that happens. Like we have a lot of fun, but sometimes you come back blasted, tired. Like you're like, damn, I gotta go work now. And like sometimes you just want to relax. And Aruba's so relaxing.
Beautiful out there.
Beautiful
water,
slow, safe.
Oh,
you can just walk around.
You want to touch on that while we on this?
Yeah, safety's a big thing,
and
right?
y'all know what we talking about, man.
Safety's a big thing, right? Especially for when you go on a couples trip, is like safety's a big thing, right?
Safety.
Because I feel like.
So will we be safe going to Mexico or not? I'm giving it to you raw and uncut. Will we be safe right now?
For me? You asking me? You asking me?
Yes. Right now, will it be safe going to Mexico right now?
I ain't going there right now until they settle that down a little bit.
Okay.
They gotta settle that down a
little
bit.
There it is.
Even though they did return the people.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
They sacrificed the people. But for me, I don't want to do it. And it's no disrespect. Mexico's a beautiful country.
Oh, we love them. I've been there before.
Country. I don't want any problems.
I had some good tequila out there.
Yes, listen. But at the same time, it's like safety is a big priority. And a lot of times, like I feel like our wives, they wanna just jump out and do these excursions and stuff. And it's like we're the people that's got to save you if something go wrong. Man. So we're trying to be precautionary.
We got to put that cape on.
I have to be the person to save you if this goes haywire.
Got to put the cape on.
And, you know, shout out to Drew. You know, he's a military tactical.
Great guy.
He's thinking about all these things and all the time. And it's like he wants to protect everybody. So if he says, I don't think it feels good, it doesn't feel good. Mm-hmm. So you got to listen. And this is what, this is just what we're doing. We're just trying to protect. We are protectors and providers at the end of the day. And that's all we're trying to do. Please don't blame us for this. We're just trying to protect and provide. Mm-hmm. So this is the whole thing. But shout out to the wives, so late couples.
Definitely.
What is the other topic we had last week? We
Y'all
had a
gotta
bunch
y'all
of
gotta
stuff.
tune in and give
Ooh.
when we put it on. Y'all give us what y'all want us to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
Want to touch on that?
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Tune in. Definitely give us feedback on what you want us to talk about. In the future, we got topics. I want to go into something we did touch on last week and just give it to them again, maybe a little different way, right? So we were talking a little bit about entrepreneurship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur. Pretty much everybody we know is entrepreneurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about what it takes, because we want to uplift people, enlighten people, and make sure everybody's doing what they have to do to be better. And we want to talk about what it takes to be an entrepreneur. What you feel are the biggest areas that maybe are most difficult for you, and what you see other people struggling with that maybe in a similar position to you, and some advice you could get to help them, if any.
Okay. Um, Personally, to me, honestly, yeah, I mean, my opinion, what was a struggle with me at one point
Yeah.
was the two separate bank accounts.
Mm.
Come on now, that was the hardest thing to me because once you know what I mean, once you get your DBA, your LLC, and everything,
Yep.
get it all right. You want to have two separate bank accounts about your business and about your
Why?
personal or your savings.
Why is that?
Because if I got my savings and my personal, and then my business not jumping, I'm dipping into my other account. And that's okay, because at one point in time, where you gonna get the money from to fund
For
your
sure.
business?
Gotta
So
fund.
we understand that. But once you get into a different tax bracket and you start dealing with your business money and your personal savings money, and then if IRS come talk to you, they're gonna put all that together. I don't want you taking everything from me. Takes for if that even happens. We don't want that to happen, but you got to always be prepared of what's up. If
Yeah,
that make
and
any
that's
sense.
and that was a topic we were talking about, just and talking about the advantages of limited liability corporations, right? And DBAs and those things, and with LLCs, right, it protects you, the human being, right? So it doesn't protect it separates the business from you, the human being. So technically, if something goes wrong with the business, your assets, you could never be sued, right? They can never come for anything that is under your personal ownership, right? And that's the advantage of having it. That and tax, when it comes to tax filings and tax things, having a limited liability corporation is vital. Also, if you don't have any employees, you kind of get the best of both worlds, right? Because you're still seen as a sole proprietor, even though you have an LLC, right?
Let's touch on that. Sole proprietor
You're still
and go ahead.
seen as a sole proprietor by the government. You're not acknowledged as a corporation. So therefore, you can file taxes and get tax write-offs and those things as if you are a solo person. So it all ties into your personal filings and all those things. You have to understand these rules in order to be able to take advantage of them, right? Because someone's taking advantage of them on a larger scale on a big corporation, right? So again, right? America's set up for you to win and have a second
They try
chances and
to.
all these things, right? So you got to just know the game and know the systems. So, but yeah, like there's a difference between limited liability corporations and DBAs, and you just have to know the difference, know which one's right for you. No one's right or wrong. Know which one is right for you, and understand how they both work, and understand how even things different from LLCs and other types of corporations work as well, S corps and all those things, in order for you to be the most successful. But yes, I agree with the yeah, bank accounts can be crazy, man.
Oh
And
man.
also, I would say like even just on a philosophical level, like for me, it's like it's tough to understand when you need to what you need to do, right, in your business. Like, what does your business need today?
Dive
Right?
deep. Dive deep in that
Like,
one.
what does your business need today? Like, does it need you to go hard? Does it need you to fall back? Like, can you, like, there's a such thing as like too much activity, right? Because you can make the wrong move, but I always had this thing, right? I always had this thing told to me by my father. Is like, he's a big chess player, and we used to play a lot of chess back in the day. And he used to say, if you don't have a move, don't make a move. Right?
I like that.
And if you try to force a move, a lot of times your piece gets taken and destroys the whole game, and you're starting over. So if you don't have a move,
analogy, okay? I like that.
don't make a move. So
Dad was a smart man.
very smart. And I believe in that, like, very wholeheartedly, because, like, sometimes people and you said you wanted to use a quote, right? People mistake activity for achievement. Just because you're very active doesn't mean you're actually going anywhere.
Definitely. So
right?
Is that like bad fathers? You could be active, but you're not active.
First of all, that's from John Wooden. I want to give him credit.
Give him credit.
Quote, John Wooden, UCLA legendary coach. Don't mistake activity for achievement. But I don't think it's from bad. I don't think it's from bad anything. I think I think we're in a society where people have to show that they're very active in order to seek validation in things. But a lot of times, if you're not moving smart, you're just wasting energy. And I'm not saying I'm exempt from that at all. This is an uplifting and enlightening podcast, talk show, and I'm not saying I'm exempt for that. But you can very much mistake activity for achievement when you're working not in a smart way and in a hard way, right? So if you're, and I would say this too, if you're from what I've noticed, and I'm not the most successful person, but I've had some success, is if you're a boss, you need to move and think like a boss. Like if you're the CEO of your company, you need to move and think like a CEO. Don't move and think like an employee. Right? Employees do what they're told for the most part. If they're instructed, they're not making like final decisions. And I've been an employee, like nothing against that. It's just the philosophical mindset, right? Owner, boss knows the whole plan, knows how everything works, and they've formulated this formula and this project management to ensure that the plan succeeds, right? Employee takes that plan or strategy, is a better word for it, strategy, and implements it with their hard work and tries to accomplish it, right? That's what an employee does. So you have to separate yourself. Like, are you an employee or are you the boss? Now, there's going to be times you have to do both, right?
Right. Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that. Sometimes you have to do both. But always remember, you're also the boss. Yeah. So you gotta understand that you're working smarter, not harder. Otherwise, you're going to wear your employee side out. So you always got to work smart and think of ways in which your strategy can improve and keep building on that, right? So I know you got something on that.
That depends on if you want to be a boss or you just want to continue to be a worker. Because I can't make you be a boss. You have to want you got to want that, and it's what's in you. You get what I'm saying? So some people just want to be led. Some people want to lead the pack. You got Indians, you got Chiefs, and I could take you to the word, but shit, I can't make you drink this much. You know what I mean? So I definitely get it, but. Me personally, as a boss, I want people around me smarter than me. I want to be in a good, positive energy atmosphere, because that stuff leads into you, or it's energy, or it's just the whole company you keep around you.
I'm gonna ask you a question that can scale to a bigger question, but I'm gonna ask it to you because you just touched on something. You said you want people around you that that aren't just yes men, that aren't just people that have different opinions than you, right? And my question to you would be, why is representation important? Why do you need to have different types of people in the room that have different experiences than you? And I'm not talking about look like. I'm just mean like they just have different types of experiences than you, right? Looks like is important. Because somebody would take that and say, well, all these people look like me, I'm good. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But like, you need to have a balance of people that have different experiences than you, right? Why is that important?
That's definitely important, because you don't want to be the smartest in the room. If I'm the smartest in the room, it's going to be a problem. Not saying that I'm not intelligent. That's not what I'm saying. if I know about computers, I want somebody that's on my team or in my circle that know about computers better than I do. If that make any type of sense.
That makes
because
perfect
if I'm the smartest person, if I don't know nothing, we all looking crazy in the circle. We all looking crazy in the room like what we do now. No, I don't pay y'all to be looking at me. And that's how I feel.
No, that's a fact. The 33% rule, right? That's your rule.
Man.
33%. You spend 33% of your time with people that are doing better than you. 33% of the time, people that are doing about where you are, and 33% percent of your time with people that are doing less well than you because you want to pull those people up to your level. So, and it keeps the cycle going, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if you live by that, like, yeah, you're gonna be successful in whatever you do.
Just
But
believe
yeah,
in
I like
yourself,
that.
man.
So
Believe in yourself.
I'm gonna scale that question.
Yeah,
right?
go. Let's take it up.
I'ma
Let's take
scale
it up, King.
Corporations, stop hiring people you know.
Yeah, that's why we can't get in, or other people
Right?
can't get in.
Stop hiring people you know. Stop hiring people that look like you, right? Because if you don't have representation in that room, how could you possibly be the best you could be?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have representation from every experience, every walk of life, every person that looks different, then how could you ever be the best you could be? And the answer is you don't want to be, right? That's the realistic answer to it, right? And this is a world that we live in. And I don't want to, I'm saying this from an enlightening standpoint, right? Because I really believe in diversity, equity, inclusion, all those things. So I'm saying this from a real place of enlightenment. And so this can get better. This is a serious issue because all of us, everybody's watching it, has been in a situation where you felt that you should have been in a better position because you deserved it, but you didn't get it because there just wasn't a real belief in representation. Even though that's on the procedures, that's on everywhere else you see it, everywhere, it's just not a real thing, right? We gotta really make this a real thing. And I'm gonna scale it back down to entrepreneurs. Make sure that you are doing it for something bigger than you, right? It can't just be about you. I said this on my story the other day. Like, make sure what you're doing is not about you. Like, it has to be something bigger. You have to have a bigger substance, a bigger purpose in order to be successful, right?
Selfless.
What's
in yours?
What's in yours? If you're doing it just for you and for selfish reasons, it's paper thin. Paper thin. I've seen it so many times. And this is just my wisdom and just observing it. It's paper thin. You have to have a substance. You have to have a why behind it. You have to have a what's in yours, right? So these are important things, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking.
You talking that talk.
I'm
Ken.
talking,
You
but like
talking
this
that
is stuff
shit.
that like it has to be said. You know, it just has to be said.
Because
So
some people or some shows, some podcasters, they hold the questions that need to be said. That's what I think. This is my personal opinion. They hold the questions that nobody want to talk about.
yes,
Not here. We
Yes.
giving to you raw.
correct. And let me also say this, like with those types of positions too, and I'm for entrepreneurship, like understand that you need to have that behind you, right? You need to have those people in your room that don't think like you, that have different opinions, so we can change that culture. But for those companies or corporations or whatever it is, I'm just speaking generally. I'm not speaking to anybody that are doing that. Understand that one, you can't be the best you could be, but also it's going to be a problem for you down the road because you just didn't take a chance, right? And it's not a real chance. It's just you just didn't take a chance, right? And it's like, if you don't take a chance on somebody you don't know, then how could you ever find greatness? Right? You may not, like, if I have any inkling that you could do this and you could do this at a high level, then I should have welcomed you into my room, my decision-making room. right? Because that makes it so much better. And I think you make this, you make everything better that you touch because of what's in yours. You know what I mean? Like with the what's in yours, just what it stands for. You make everything so much better. And I think you own to something good, and I understand what you're trying to do. And man, it's deep.
It's deep. I just gotta keep going. I gotta be persistent. Gotta be precise. I gotta just have accountability. I just gotta keep going. Don't stop. And at the end of the day, you know, it's about me, but it's about the people, and that's why it's a question asking that person. It's not asking me because I know exactly who I am or what I need. It's about the other person. They got to look in the mirror. You got to be comfortable with yourself. That's first, you know.
Yeah.
That's first. So let's turn this corner. You know, we got I want to touch on, man, what you think about them Bills, man? Buffalo Bills.
Yeah,
Shout
get
out
some
to the
sports in there.
Mafia.
See, we're trying not to be a sports podcast, but we gotta
we
touch
definitely
on it.
not.
We gotta touch on it.
We gotta touch on the
We
Mafia.
gotta touch on it, and we're gonna say it from our perspective and give you some of us
Just our
with
thoughts.
every topic, right?
Just our thoughts.
And give you some of us. So what I'm gonna say is this, right, with the Bills, because I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna be straight up.
I like them.
I'm a Cowboys fan. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with it, King.
But at all times, I'm gonna support them Bills. At all time from Buffalo, I'm gonna support them Bills, unless you're playing the Cowboys. But that's different. But I'm gonna support them Bills, 100%. And I'm gonna say this: it's hard for me to sympathize because I'm a Cowboys fan, and we've been with. I feel like Bills fans a lot of times are not used to this position, where you're good enough to be a playoff team, but you just keep losing. And it's like, for me, it's like, we've been doing this. And it's like, I feel like, this is my personal opinion. And I'm going to give it to you raw, right? You want me to give it to him raw?
That's all, man. Listen.
Here's my personal opinion for somebody outside of the Bills Mafia. I feel like there's levels. And I feel like Bills Mafia is very excited. And this is no disrespect. Bills, this is the best fan base there is. Bills Mafia is no question. I love y'all. I'm a part of Bills Mafia, but I'm not rooting for the Cowboys, 100%.
Tailgate's crazy.
But I'm going to say this. There are levels to winning a championship. And I feel like Buffalo has been down for so long, the Bills, that Bills Mafia thought that we were going to instantly be title contenders. And there is steps to it. And I don't think that the Bills were at the steps necessary to win the championship yet, right? And I feel like
I'm ready to jump. I'm ready to jump on him being a Cowboys fan.
And I feel
I'm ready to jump on his ass.
And I feel like there's levels. I've seen it so many years, and I feel like the Bills are like right there, but they're stuck in that. There's a difference between the Bills and like Kansas City. And I feel like Bills Mafia, like the excitement is so great that they don't see the differences between the two teams. And they're there, but they don't see the differences. Like there's a difference between a championship level and like a really good playoff level. And it's levels. Meek Mill, shout out to Meek Mill.
Level to the shit.
It's levels to it. And it's like, for me as a Cowboys fan, I understand those levels because we've been at this level where we're good enough to make the playoffs. We can maybe win one game, but when it comes to that championship stuff, we ain't there yet. And it's like, I see that in the Bills. And it's like, they have to get one or two more pieces or like take a couple L's like they did this year. And then they're going to be ready to go. But it's like, they ain't took the lumps yet in order to get there. You can't skip steps.
We tired of taking the lumps, but
I get it.
I agree to some of the stuff. I definitely disagree to some of the stuff because we Bills Mafia.
100%.
I just think we have the pieces. We had the pieces, and I'm a Bills man. What Mafia all day? We keep getting out coached.
But that's part of it. That's what I mean, though.
We got a championship team.
But it's all got to come together. That's what I mean. So exactly though. It's no shade on no part of it.
Oh no, not.
But it always is. You need all of it
And
to win a
we
championship.
have to be healthy.
And because guess what? If you look over across the sideline
Oh man,
and you see Andy Reid
it's a problem. And Pat Mahomes,
and you see Pat Mahomes,
that's a problem.
and you see a defense playing and you
And
see all
Kelsey.
that, the Kelsey, all that, and it's all together.
Yes, if we want to
You can't
get to the
have-
Super Bowl,
This is
we
what
have
I'm
to
saying.
beat Casey.
This is all I'm saying. And it's like, are you honestly able to look in the mirror and say, are we at that level?
I
don't
believe,
know.
I believe we were. I believe we were.
You
This
talking about
year.
the year before
I
or this
believe-
year?
When we lost
I think-
that 13 seconds, I believe we was there.
That's what I was saying. I
That-
think
that was
they were
it.
better
That
that
was it.
year. They had a better chance that year than this year.
I
I
agree
think
to
this
that.
year, I think it.
I think this
there was
year,
some stuff.
It was.
Yeah.
We couldn't stay healthy.
Yes.
That was the problem.
Yes.
But that comes with the game.
That comes with the
territory.
game.
Come with the territory. Come with the
And
game.
I would say just outside looking at, I think some age.
Oh yeah, we got to get
I
younger.
think some ages. Yeah,
gotta get
because
younger.
if you look at Kansas City's defense, they got a whole young, newer defense, and then they 2 years ago when they made the Super Bowl. So it's a playing the game, salary cap game. And there's a lot go into it, but that's just my opinion. Don't let me get on the Cowboys. Listen, yo, you got to do something, man.
Jerry.
Jerry, what's going on?
Well, shit,
man?
Jerry, call me. I'm due for about a contract.
See, Jerry makes so much money every year. He don't care about winning for real. He gonna say he do, but he don't really care. It's the most valuable franchise in the world. $8 billion worth every year. $8 billion. No, I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about any sport. It's the most valuable franchise in the world.
You said an M or a B.
B.
What would you
The Cowboys
do?
are worth $8 billion. We make profits every year. It doesn't matter if we go 3-13, 3-14. It doesn't matter if we go 14-3. We are going to make $1 billion in profit every year. So does it really matter to him? I don't know.
So
I don't really think you do. So
we got a fork here.
the game is to just keep us relevant. We make the playoffs, win a couple games, and we make money. We good. That's it. It's never to really win the Super Bowl. This is our problem in Dallas. It's never. So the fans, we get very frustrated because it's like we right there. If he just make a couple moves, but we got a couple players that ain't good.
You got to
Like-
get rid of
like
Prescott.
the quarterback. The quarterback
He
not
gotta
good.
They got to go.
The quarterback's not good. Like we've been saying this. If you're a real Cowboys fan, you understand. You've been saying it for 3 years that he's not good. He don't win big games. He's not good. Like we would love in Dallas, we would love to have Josh Allen.
Man,
Y'all can
Josh,
send him
shout
down.
out Josh
We would love
Allen.
that. Josh,
Air Allen.
shout out to Josh. We would love to have Josh Allen. Like, but
So if you got
not
a
everybody
fork,
has a luxury.
we got a fork. We going straight because we about to wrap it up in a minute. We going straight.
Yeah.
What would you do with $1 billion? You said 8. I don't even want an 8 because
good segue.
I don't even want to say 8 million.
Great segue. Shout
1
out
billion.
to my shout out to my man.
1
Segue.
billion.
$1 billion.
What would you do?
It's not about you. Right? It's not about you. You give yourself something bigger. So the main thing I would do is I would really invest in our communities, man. And I would attack the film industry for younger kids because everything I do is to inspire, somebody younger. My production company, 14 Films, everything we do is to inspire somebody that looks like us, minority, marginalized type of person to say that they've done something, that they can do something great, right? Even no matter what the situation is, they can do something great. And I want to educate people in the film industry. I see a lot, so I went to school for it, and it's like, and I've been on real sets and things, and I just see a lot of details and education missing with a lot of folks that try to get into the filmmaking industry that look like, that are minorities. And I just feel like the education is missing from the community. And I think just in the arts in general, like I want to push the arts back in the community and like the education behind it, the technical aspects behind it. Because we there's a lot of talent everywhere.
It's definitely
But
talent in this town.
the specific detail and knowledge aspect is missing. So I would want to push that. So I would dedicate a lot of money to maybe those centers. I know Nipsey Hussle. Shout out to Nipsey.
Definitely. R.I.P. Nip.
R.I.P. Nip. He got a lot of those centers around before he left. When it comes to technology, he got a lot of those centers he left behind. But I would want to do the same type of thing with arts. That would be a lot of majority of what I would do with it. We would be going on a lit couples trip every day
Crazy.
for a while.
Crazy.
For a while. But yeah, man, you got to give back, man. You got to think about something bigger than you, and that's gonna bring that money back full circle. So
Right.
you won't never
Gotta
be
have
out of
something
it.
generated.
Got to invest and generate. Yeah.
Definitely.
What would you do?
Oh man, I don't even know. I don't even know. $1 billion, I'm putting half up and I'm blowing the other half on everything. Communities, open spots. You know I got to get the biggest strip club. We gotta pay a lot of people rent, and we gotta give back to all the
Gotta
communities.
pay a lot of people rent.
Oh yeah, we gotta do a lot of that.
That is a way.
Clubs,
So
you gotta generate the money now.
so I'm gonna pose this question to the audience. Is I guess is a strip club giving back to community?
People need jobs.
That is true. I
People
guess
need jobs,
so.
and
I guess in a
people
way,
gonna spend. We
it-
need people to come in to spend their money to keep us floating.
I guess an intellectual person would say it is give back to community. I guess
We giving back to
We're
community.
giving back to it. Yeah.
Schools.
Drew, our producer, he would buy a Sony Venice 2 with his $1 billion.
Mm.
I know he would. I was just saying that you would buy a Sony Venice 2 with your $1 billion, because that is something he would do. I would do it too. I'm not gonna lie.
What would you do if you had $1 million, people?
What would you do?
What would you do?
What would you do? Anybody else? What would you do?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's end it on that. This was a great podcast.
I enjoyed it.
Great talk show.
enjoyed your
call it what
company.
it is. Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
I'm just a guest here, but
I'm trying to hire him, people. But
I'm
yeah,
just a
though.
guest here.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Oh,
You can't come in strong like this.
oh man, they said I can't. They said
I like it.
They're telling me I can't not be on here. All right, so I guess I'll be on here for the foreseeable future. Nah, I'll be on here. Honestly,
Definitely gonna be.
I'll be on here. This is a great time.
Maybe next time we might need to bring some wings and test them
and
out.
test
I
them
like
on
that.
here?
We might need some wings and test them out.
See, Twan has great ideas always. Yes,
you know,
it
so
is.
we just gonna leave it here and have y'all
like
wonder what's up next.
I like it. So, but yeah, what's in yours? Talk show, episode 1/2. We out of here.
We appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for listening, stopping by too, man.